Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello, everybody. Good morning. Good morning, good morning. Yes, I have my laptop. It's a whole situation. Hi, South Africa. Good morning, New York. It's Friday. Detroit. I know. Alina, I think that's your name. Alina, you were like, where's the music? That's what I was saying this morning. Germany, good morning. Maryland, Michigan, Ohio. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Canada. So, yes, for those of you all who were with me yesterday, you know that I had computer issues. And come to find out it was somewhere in the bed. That's, I had somebody stealing it. I had foul play. I had all kinds of postulations about what had happened to my laptop. And come to find out, hi Scotland, Uruguay. Love that. Good morning, North Carolina. And so, yeah, Jesse went around yesterday. New Zealand, hi, good morning. Grenada, UK. Good morning. So my laptop was in the bed. But I looked. This morning I've got blueberry hibiscus. Trying something different today. I don't know what you all are drinking. I'd love to know. Hopefully you don't need anything stronger than coffee or tea at this time of day. Shalonda, you said poor Jesse. The bed is my office. Listen, it totally is. It totally is. And when I'm trying to escape from the kids, there's no better place to go than in the bed. Shut the door. They know if I'm in there, don't bother me. I see you drinking Starbucks plantation mint tea. Coffee and sweet cream, green tea. Hey, North Pole, Alaska. I don't know where you get it because I don't know who gave me this. I don't know if I took it out of my mother's pantry. I don't even know. I don't know, but I had it. And I was going to go get my regular hibiscus. There's a hibiscus I really like from Trader Joe's. But I can't tell you what it is. The bottom line is I'm not really tea loyal. It's just like if they have something that's peachy, rooibos-y. Is that how you say it? Rooibos. I like Red Bush. That's very full-bodied tea. And I'll drink coffee. Sumatra dark roast. I see you when it's available. I just don't make it. Who wants to? I don't want to clean another appliance. And I know a Keurig, but that's another appliance to clean. Y'all, us and our appliances, turmeric tea with coconut milk and collagen, you win. You totally win. Okay, y'all, pineapple juice and apple cider. Listen, because you got to mix something with that apple cider to get it down. You know what I mean? So, y'all, I have been up since 1:30 this morning. And if that's the case, then why am I late? Why would I be late if I've been up since 1:30? I passed out last night and I woke up and I should have gotten up, went to the ladies' room and got back in the bed. That's what I should have done. But no, Peach Tranquility is a good one from Tivana. That's a good one. But no. I decided to start organizing things. I was attempting to organize my books because I had a stack on the floor And I was like, these don't even go here. So I picked up the stack. And y'all, do you know when you attempt to clean something out and you don't actually clean it out, you just move it? You know what I mean? So the stack went from one part of the room in the house, one part of the house in that room, to a shelf. And I just stacked them on the shelf. Like I think I pulled a few out that I know good and well I'm not going to read. But my intention is to read the books. Like, that's my intention. And so I start one book. And then that one's good. But then something else piques my interest. So then I have to start another book because I'm working on something else. So I've got books here about wellness and building your immunity. This is before COVID-19, before mom and all that. I've got an Enneagram book. I've got books on prayer. Of course, I've got Jesus Calling. Oh, and then yesterday, y'all, I was talking to y'all. Was it yesterday? I don't know. The days are still running together. Let me tell you what's going to happen, y'all. The quarantine is going to officially start coming to an end. And I'm going to disappear. And y'all are going to be like, where did Chrystal go? And you want to know what I'm going to tell y'all? I'll be like, listen, I was with y'all through the quarantine. Now guess what I'm going to do? I'm about to quarantine. That's what's going to happen. So y'all listen. I think, don't quote me, but I think that the passes for the online event are going on sale soon. Like the next 24 hours. We got a few things to clean up. And I'm trying to onboard all my encouragers and my people. But I think if it's not tomorrow, it'll be Monday. One of the two. I think I told y'all about a book that had me laughing out loud. This would have been 2016. 15th wedding anniversary. I just saw a book, and you buy the books in the airport because you want to have something enjoyable to read, right? So anyway, I bought this book. I think that's where I got it. Anyway, this is it, y'all. If you want to laugh out loud, this will do it. This will totally do it. Nora Ephron, I feel bad about my neck. Okay, she's a writer and a filmmaker, y'all. Sleepless in Seattle. When Harry Met Sally. When Harry Met Sally. She's a great writer. And look, it's skinny. I mean, it's Friday, y'all. So I got to make you laugh a little bit. Because She Still Smiles, the title I came up with, that's really what took me so long to get up here. I was all in my feelings. Mother's Day is coming. And I started with the title, Purpose in Pain. I was like, that sucks. That's sad. Who wants to talk about that? And then I was like, getting to the root of your feelings. No, that's not it either. So I do have something serious to talk about continuing to smile when life doesn't want you to. I'm going to read you this first little bit just to give you, I feel bad about my neck. Truly I do. If you saw my neck, you might feel bad about it too, but you'd probably be too polite to let on. If I said something to you on the subject, something like, I absolutely cannot stand my neck, you'd undoubtedly respond by saying something nice like, I don't know what you're talking about. You'd be lying, of course, but I forgive you. I tell lies like that all the time, mostly to friends who tell me they're upset because they have little pouches under their eyes, or jowls, or wrinkles, or flab around the middle. And do I think they should have an eye job, or facelift, or Botox, or liposuction? And my experience is that I don't know what you're talking about is code for I see what you mean, but if you think you're going to trap me into engaging on this subject, you're crazy. It's dangerous to engage on such subjects, and we all know it, because if I said, yes, I see exactly what you mean, my friend might go out and have her eyes done, for instance, and it might not work. And then she might end up being one of those people you read about in the tabloids who end up in court suing their plastic surgeons because they never can close their eyes again. Furthermore, and this is the point, it would all be my fault. I am particularly sensitive to the all my fault aspect of things, since I have never forgiven one of my friends for telling me not to buy a perfectly good apartment on East 75th Street. Sometimes I go out to lunch with my girlfriends. I got that far into the sentence and caught myself, because I suppose I mean my woman friends, because we're no longer girls and we haven't been girls for 40 years. Anyway, sometimes we go out to lunch and I look around the table and I realize we're all wearing turtleneck sweaters. Sometimes we're all wearing scarves, like Katharine Hepburn on Golden Pond. And sometimes we're all wearing Mandarin collars and we look like a white lady's version of the Joy Luck Club. It's kind of funny and it's kind of sad, because we're not neurotic about age. None of us lies about how old she is. None of us dresses in a way that's inappropriate for our years. We all look good for our age, except for our necks. Y'all, it's so funny. And I mean, that's not even the best of it. It's a good book, though. When you write a good book, you start it in a way that people want to keep reading it. Tip. So I wanted to talk a little bit about what it means to still smile. Yeah, that's not my book, for those of y'all who are asking. That's just a book that's on my shelf that I want to read again because it's really good. And sometimes you just need to laugh. I want to encourage you all some this weekend to watch some funny cat videos on YouTube or TikTok. I don't have TikTok. If y'all have given in to the TikTok phenomenon, give me a thumbs up. I'm just curious how many of y'all have gotten sucked in. I just refuse, you know? It's like LinkedIn. I just refuse. I work for myself, you know? And I'm sure I probably should technically still have a LinkedIn. I just, for right now, refuse. I just do. And TikTok is kind of the same way. I feel like if my kids were on there and I needed to keep track of them, then I would, but they're not. My boys have not asked me for social media. I'm so happy. Did you know that if you accidentally misspelled a word on Instagram, that you might enter the dark vortex, the dark underside of Instagram? Did you know that? Did you know that people post really, really bad things on Instagram and they hide it amidst misspelled hashtags? Did y'all know that? Did you know that there's a whole code in this world for kids to find things that you would never look for on Instagram? Did you know that most kids now, especially with us getting online, with learning, did you know that that there's a whole code for cheating? Did you know that? Yeah, somebody said something about Tony Baker on here to make you laugh. Tony Baker had me peeing on myself. Can we just talk about that for a minute? My husband's probably watching this and he's going to tell me to take this down as soon as I say this. But this is just the truth. And we have to smile. If I used to think it was just if you had babies. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. Tony Baker. He had me peeing on myself, y'all. And I do not mean that in the metaphorical sense. We went to go see him, comedy concert, with him and a couple other comedians. Comedy was totally clean. It was great. So then I went and followed him on social media. His social media is not as clean. So, I mean, do with that what you must, okay? Don't email me and tell me, Chrystal, I can't believe you sent me over here. I'm telling you, I saw the man clean in concert. And then I went to his Instagram page. And it just wasn't, you know. But he does the greatest cat impersonations. Voiceovers. So here's the thing. I used to think, and if you're a millennial, listen, it brings me such joy to know that the millennials are up and with me this morning. Any morning. And here's why. Because I just feel like if at 20-something I was listening to a 40-something-year-old woman tell me about life, I might have learned something. You know what I mean? I've had 20-something-year-old girls come up to me and talk to me about, being their mentor. And I'm like, where's your mother? And they're like, well, she's here and she says it, but I just feel like I'm like, you need your mother. But the reality is, a lot of times we don't think our mothers know things. You know what I mean? So we look outside to other women who are not as common to us. And we look to them for, and I'm talking about if you have a good mother, then we look to them. But I just want to say, if you're 20 something and looking here, I'll take that. Go to your mother if she's a good mother. If she's raised you right, she knows something. And don't wait until it's too late to ask her all the things, okay? But I will say, if you're here and trying to get some wisdom, hi Angelica, millennial here. I see y'all showing up. Come on now. Y'all gonna have to make sure I stay with it. Y'all may have to help me correct some things or enlighten me if I say the wrong thing. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with you telling me I'm a little corny sometimes. It's all right. I still know things you don't know, which is why it's a good thing that you're here. So anyway, I used to think, so I'm about to educate the millennials over here. See, stream of consciousness, it goes a little to the side, but then I usually can bring it back. So anyway, so yeah, I used to think that if you had babies and the babies jacked up your pelvic floor, that you would pee on yourself for the rest of your life. And you at least had to have, at least 3, you know what I mean, before stuff started just falling out. I thought that happened to women who had babies. Now I realize that many women, babies or no babies, get to a season in their life when things just fall out. I mean, gravity just is against us in all shapes and forms. So we have Nora Ephron talking about feeling bad about her neck, and then, your neck doesn't care if you've had babies or not, neither does your pelvic floor. I mean, in the words of Lisa Harper, I have her on a podcast, a video, I don't know, something at some point. And, she said that she went to her doctor and her doctor said to her, Lisa, everybody starts out with their boat attached to the dock. And with time and age, the rope that keeps that boat attached to the dock, it just lets out a little more and a little more and a little more. But eventually it just detaches. And she said, but I haven't had any children biologically. He said, but you're biologically ticking. So it is what it is. So that's what you have to look forward to, ladies. So yes, do your Kegels. Yes, do all the Kegels in the world. Preventative is the best. But I also want to say, as it relates to feminine products that are designed to keep you dry on the outside to the world, I have tried them all. And if you need to know which one works best, DM me, I can probably tell you. Actually, no, I'm not even going to DM you and tell you. I am almost sure that y'all can help each other out in the comments. So go ahead, ladies. Go ahead and tell them what brand to get. Y'all are not going to leave me out here hanging to dry. Yes, Joy from Jesus. She said on Instagram, don't go jump on a trampoline. Pilates will help. Okay, but I need y'all to get for serious. And I need y'all to give some specific product recommendations in the comments. Go on and tell them which ones work the best. Somebody said, I have not done Kegels in years. Well, honey, it's not too late to get started. This is very personal this morning. I'm sorry. If there are guys on here, I mean, you're here. It's here. You're here. Poise. Okay, so we have some brave souls. I'm there too. Poise are my friends. And it started in my 40s. Okay, we got feminine wash comment. Poise pads. All right. Somebody's like, tell me the brand. Listen, y'all. Good morning, Ashley. Good morning. Listen, y'all look at the comments. They're going to tell y'all. Oh my goodness. Somebody just said, I just let it out and then I just go change my undies. No, because okay. Terry Warren said, always discreet is amazing. Listen, if you are under 35 and you don't know what we're talking about, you need to be taking notes. Okay. You need to start a thing on your Apple Notes that says things I need to know as I get older. And just keep a list. And then when you're around your auntie or your grandmother, your mom, your great grandmother, your older sister, your older cousin, just go on and just when they say things, just go, ooh, hold on, let me write that down. See, these are the things I just believe. Y'all are like poised for serious. These are the things that I just believe that it's just a shame we have to figure out on our own. Do you know how much money we have wasted going back and forth to CVS trying to figure out which brand is the right brand, when all you have to do is say, listen, y'all, every now and then, Tony Baker makes me laugh. And when he makes me laugh. Or when, what's the guy's name that does all the Christian comedy? What's the man's name? Not Kevin Hart. He's not Christian. Y'all know who I'm talking about. The one who does the side by side. Give me his name. When you watch certain things, you understand what I'm saying? When you watch certain things and you want to laugh, you just need to be free to do what you got to do and worry about the cleanup later. Give me his name, y'all. Kevin on stage. There you go. So I'm just saying, Michael Jr. Yep, that's another one. So I'm telling y'all, if you would just get over yourself and just realize that probably whatever it is has happened to somebody else. And if you could just say, you know what, let's just now. And I realize that, in theory, you should be able to privately go to people that you trust and have these conversations. We shouldn't have to have them live. But the reality is that some of y'all don't have those people in your life. And I just wanted to help you out this morning. So what I was trying to say is sometimes when I laugh really hard, there needs to be support for that situation. And there's no shame in that, because here's the deal. If I have to choose between Shonda Pierce, I see y'all giving me, hey, Christy Cole Harper, I see y'all giving me comedian recommendations now. This is what this is going to turn into. I love the fact that this is actually you all's show. I love the fact that every morning when I go live, basically, y'all go live and y'all start taking over the comments and telling me all the things. So, but here's the deal. It's you have to laugh. And when you laugh, just make sure you're prepared. That's all I'm saying. Just make sure you're prepared. Know that, whatever is going to happen in your situation has probably happened in somebody else's situation. And it's all good. It's all good. And these are the kind of conversations that you ought to be able to have with some girlfriends. It doesn't matter to me where you got them from. You could have got them from the PTA. You could have gotten them from your neighborhood. You could have gotten them from your small group. You could have gotten them, reconnect with some girls from high school or college. You know what I mean? It could be girls from work, girls that you run with. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. You ought to be able to look at a bunch of girls, 2 or 3. You know what? Where 2 or 3 are gathered. You ought to be able to look at a bunch of girls and say, listen, y'all, I need help. So this is what happened. I was laughing this weekend and I was unprepared. So I need y'all to tell me how I need to get right in my life. And this is why multi-generational friendships and connections are important. Because if you're 25 and at 35, you're the first one in your friend group to figure this out, and you ask your friend group and nobody else, and nobody else is experiencing that, then you need somebody older than you to say, okay, this is my situation. Can you help me? You just do. You just do. So anyway, what do I want to talk about this morning? I put She Still Smiles because it's all in how you look at it. That's what I wanted to talk about. It's all in how you look at it. I think I said this before, but somebody DM'd me a video of my mother when we were taking pictures. I think some of y'all have seen the pictures where all of us are in black, and meaning all of us, me, Priscilla, Karis, Ellie, my mom. And that day we kind of did some fun stuff on just, going live, being silly. And somebody messaged me with that video and said, I just thought you should look at this again, so you can remember what you got to do. Because let me tell you something. Truth be told, in that moment where I got that DM from that person, and I don't know who they are, in that moment, y'all are still talking about the peeing on yourself. Somebody's like, has anyone had surgery for this? Oh, I mean, when you get the wrong brand, it's too thick. I mean, y'all are all the way in. I'm so happy. I'm so happy that y'all are working out your life. This is so great. This is what Sister Circle stuff is all about, y'all. Got to keep it real. So, at the time she sent me that DM, I was pretty much mad. I mean, And if I'm being honest, I still have days when I'm like, wow, God, that was really something else there. That was something else. And my focus was on people are getting on. And there somebody said, I'm so lost. Yeah, I know. If you came on and you're just still in the comments, y'all, I mean, I saw you on Instagram say you're going to move over to Facebook. It's no better over there. They're still talking. I mean, now they're on Sinbad being a great comedian, where you can get porridge from the dollar store. They're still talking about the pelvic floor. Apparently, this is a conversation that need to be had. But what I was saying is, I was mad, and the video was like, yes, but you're focusing on being upset, which is reasonable and understandable. But look what you got to do. And so many of you all have said to me, I didn't get to. I'm getting the DMs, and I'm seeing you in the Facebook group, because we started a whole conversation about how we're going to honor moms for Mother's Day, whether your mother is living or not. That's what we were talking about yesterday. And I see many of you that, you know, you're saying, you know, she left when I was 15. So I didn't get that. I didn't have her through my teenage years. She didn't pass down her recipes. I don't know the stories. I didn't have that. And perspective changes things. Perspective says, man, I got to do a lot. Let me tell you something else. Perspective will shift. I was listening to somebody say that they had been to 3 funerals in 2 weeks, and they referred to the 3 funerals that they had been to. They said one my age, 1 young, and 1 old. And I'm thinking, well, you came to my mother's funeral. So is the old person my mother? My mother wasn't old. So it's like, I see you, Authentically His on Instagram. Your mom passed away when you were 6. Karun LK on Instagram, you wrote your letter to your mom. Wonderful. Wonderful. And I was thinking, my mother's not old. What are you talking about? My mother was vibrant and full of life and doing her thing and very healthy, traveling, speaking, I mean, working, having fun, relaxing, hanging out with my dad. They had their own whole situation. When she got sick, that propelled us into a season of care that was, apart from that cancer, that wouldn't have been needed for another 15 or 20 years. I mean, extremely healthy. And so when somebody said, I went to the funeral, it was 1 young, 1 my age, and 1 old. I was like, are you talking about my mother? But here's the perspective. Here's a perspective. I remember when my mother's brother died, Uncle James. And they went to his house. It was sudden. He was single. And they had, if you've ever cleaned up when somebody's passed away, you know that it's a lot of work, and if they haven't left it easy for you, you're trying to figure out where things are and what's what. And I remember she came home and she said, I've got to start cleaning things out, because I would never want you all to have to go through things like that. I would never want you all to have to look hard for what's important, or to try to figure things out and piece things together. I would never want you to do that. So she said that, and I remember her cleaning things out and talking about taking things to our church's thrift store and all those kinds of things. I remember that, but it wasn't until we went over and just started poking around and looking and that I realized she cleaned everything out. Everything's in order. Don't have to look for anything. I mean, nothing that, is really matters, or with an intention to live until she was 100, because she used to say, I want to live until I was 100. I want to at least live to my mom's age. Her mother died when she was 97. She said, I want to beat her. I'd love to live to be 100. She even said, if I'm ever on life support, let me be clear, do not pull the plug. But even with a healthy body, healthy mind, even with an intention to live until she was 100, even with life happening full throttle, she still prepared. Because the number said, the reality said, life can change at any moment. Truth is, it can change at any moment for any of us, right? So in the midst of reality, my grandmother passed away, my uncle died, my grandmother passed away. We've had a rough last 2 years. In the midst of living life, having fun, traveling, doing all the things she wanted to do, making plans, watching Family Feud, in the middle of writing books, reading books, giving talks, sharing, counseling, mentoring, in the midst of being a wife to my dad, being a first lady at our church, in the midst of all the things she kept doing, she was aware that, yeah, I'm going to prepare. I'm going to reflect. I'm going to be intentional. I'm going to do the hard things. I'm going to think about the things I don't want to think about while I keep smiling. And a lot of this concept of she still smiles, which, by the way, is a Bible situation. It's a Proverbs 31. Somebody give it up for you version. Proverbs 31, I believe it's 25. Yeah, so in the New Living Translation, it says she's clothed with strength and dignity. She laughs without fear of the future. If you look at the Message version, it says her clothes are well made and elegant. She always faces tomorrow with a smile. If you look at Common English Bible, it says, strength and honor are her clothing. She is confident about the future. So she laughs, she smiles, she's ready. She can relax a little bit because she's ready. And some of y'all are feeling some kind of way right now because your moms are gone. Some of y'all are feeling some kind of way right now because your moms are here and you don't have a good relationship with them at all. Some of y'all are having a hard time because your mom is here. You have a great relationship, but she's sick. You know. There's all kind of reasons. Some of y'all are having a hard time because your mom is here, but every Mother's Day, no matter what you give her, no matter what you say, it's not enough. I am sure I'm going to cry a whole lot this weekend. I am sure that I'm going to look at pictures and I'm going to journal and I got to write my mother her letter. I'm sure that I'm going to go visit her grave. But I want you to know that you still need to be intentional about smiling. You need to figure out a way to laugh off the stuff that hurt. You need to figure out a way to release the stuff that's painful. You need to figure out a way while you're crying about one thing because you miss her, to laugh about a story because you miss her. You need not fear acknowledging your emotions Because when you do, you get to feel the full spectrum. There's no need to fear being angry that she abandoned you. There's no need to be hurt or disappointed that you have not been able to find your biological mother, even if your adoptive mother was wonderful, but you have an ache. There's no need to pretend that your stepmother was horrible to you, but she's the only mother that you really knew. I'm saying that in order for you to be whole, dear, yeah, this weekend, you might need to be all the way in your feelings so that you can still smile. So that you can see purpose in pain. So that you can see how the worst of times gave birth to the best of times. So that you can acknowledge how God works all things together for the good of those who love him. So it doesn't change the fact that she was horrible. It doesn't change the fact that she was emotionally detached. It doesn't change the fact that maybe she's gone or that maybe y'all never had a great relationship. It doesn't change the fact that she was your best friend and you cannot imagine every day even getting through the day without talking to her. So what I'm saying is, if you want to feel the full throttle experience of life, you might need to go on in and feel the whole thing this weekend. And then realize that you can still come out smiling. I posted a picture on Instagram of my mom's sunset because she loved sunsets. Y'all probably heard me talk about that, which is what probably sent me all the way into my feelings. And then I smiled because there's another picture I have somewhere. I couldn't find it quickly. I'm looking for something, y'all. Because I have a picture of her taking a picture of the sunset. So here's the smiling part. The smiling part is my mother taught me how to stop, pause, and appreciate the sunset. So I learned from her how to appreciate the sunset because I watched her do it. So I can cry and I can smile at the same time. Some of y'all need to say, golly, the relationship I had with my mother was horrible. But you know what? That has made me a great mom. Some of y'all need to be able to say, you know what? My mother died when I was 6. And I never got a chance to have her walk me through my teens and walk me through young adulthood and teach me how to be a woman. And I'm single and I don't have any kids, but you know what? I've been involved with this youth ministry for years because I refuse to let any girl who doesn't have a mother or doesn't have a good mother be without somebody in her life who loves her and is willing to be there for her in whatever capacity she will allow. Some of y'all need to understand that while it hurt, it helped you. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? And I'm not saying that that means that you're completely whole or healed, because some things you never heal from, but you develop a really good toughness. There's a scar there where healing did occur. But listen, when I had babies, nobody told me when they cut you for a C-section. Here we go, rabbit trail. I've had babies every kind of way, y'all. I've had them at home. I've had them naturally. I've had them in the hospital, with drugs, without drugs. I've had a C-section. I've had a natural birth after a C-section. You name it, I've done it. Let me tell you what I know to be true. No matter what, it hurts. That's what I can tell you. It hurts. Okay? And, I got messed up on Instagram. And here's what I can tell you. When you get cut, when they cut you for a C-section, let me tell you what they don't tell you. That'll freak you out. So here's another little education for you millennials, you children who have not had any children yet. I'm so looking for something and I cannot find it. This is what happens when you write a book and then you don't read it after that. It's like, sheesh. They don't tell you that where they cut you, you can't feel. They don't tell you that. So I was like, why is my lower stomach numb right now? Why is it numb? And then one of my friends said, oh girl, that's because all your nerve endings got cut. And I said, so is my feelings, are they going to come back again? She was like, I mean, it'll get better, but you'll always be a little numb. I was like, what? Why don't they tell me this? Why don't they tell me these things? So to a certain degree, there is a numbness there and a tenderness there. Like there's always a tenderness there. It's not pain, it's a tenderness. Like for those of you who have lost your mom, there's always a tenderness there. You know what I'm saying? So you can look at somebody else who's lost their mom, or you can minister to somebody who didn't have a good mother, or you can be available someone who needs a mother figure, because there's a tenderness there. Somebody is like page 141, Chrystal. Thank you. There's a tenderness there. So let me read this to you. Okay, so this is from my book, She's Still There. I've learned that choosing to be awake in my life means knowing what joy fills my soul and being honest about what has impacted me. Pain, suffering, hardship, and heartache. Grief hurts. Loneliness aches, heartbreak rips, disappointment deflates, and tragedy leaves a lasting impression. But God can use it. He can use it all if you will allow him to. In the words of Rick Warren, God wastes nothing. However, you must be willing to give attention to your soul, both in its current state and what may have happened previously, to put it in the shape that it's in. Pressing through the pain is not the fun part of the birthing process, that's for sure, but it's a necessary one. If we try to push too fast past our pain, the injury that we've experienced can spread and can infect our head and our heart. You have to stop and address it. Look at it. Acknowledge that you were or are hurt. Cry over it. Journal through it. Read books that help you navigate your experiences. Find a support group. Get counseling if you need it. And know that it takes time to heal. And be willing to feel. And be willing to feel. I'm sorry. I know that sucks to hear, especially if you're in a dark place right now. But I want to tell you the truth. You've got to face your pain. You might not have fun journeying through the jacked up places of your life, but it's only through traveling through the dark of night that you eventually run into your morning. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. The worst thing you can do when you've been hurt in a relationship is to move into another relationship too fast. The worst thing you can do when you're disappointed about a promotion you didn't get or transfer you were denied is to skip the process of growing where you are and instead rashly change your circumstances or give up out of frustration. If you're up to your ears in debt, it does you no good to groan about the pressure of that situation without also being willing to adjust your thoughts and learn new habits that will enable you to move forward. When you feel the effects of the rape or molestation years after it happened, when your children have broken your heart even after you've poured into them, when you're reeling from the news about your health, or when you're in a struggle with anxiety or depression, the worst thing you can do is pretend it doesn't hurt. Because there's this funny thing that happens if you don't acknowledge and embrace your painful experiences in light of how God can use them. You go numb. When you cut off your ability to feel the pain, you also shortcut your ability to feel the joy. I mean, it's a whole chapter about that. But what I want you to understand is Mother's Day is, if you have a great relationship with your mother and then your kids don't celebrate you, that hurts. It hurts. So, here's what you get to do this weekend. You get to be honest. And in your honesty, you get to choose to feel. Feel the hurt, feel the grief, feel the disappointment, feel the hard, feel the forgotten, feel the covered over, feel the numb. Because when you open it up to everything. Oh, I don't even know what chapter that was. Let's see. Somebody had to tell me it was page 141. That is chapter 13. It's called A Labor of Love, Finding Purpose in Your Pain. Because here's the deal, y'all. I haven't told my boys. I haven't told them yet. I just haven't. But there are so many emotions, about Ahmaud Arbery. The day I first heard about it, I literally had my phone in my hand looking at Instagram. And many of you know my boys and I, we have been slowly but surely making our way through C to 5K to train for I don't know what. Just get them to run off some steam. 5K, half marathon, we'll see. And literally, I had my phone in my hand. Looking at the news. I hadn't seen the video yet. Just the news. And all I saw was that he was out running. And my 15-year-old son came up to me and said, "Mom, can I go ahead and go out for my run?" Right there, right then. I'm looking at the news and my son comes and says to me, and right then and there, I had this conflict of emotion. I'm perplexed. I'm stunned. I am appalled. I'm hurt. I'm angry. And my son is saying to me, "Mom, can I go for a run?" And in that moment, do I say, "No, you can't go out"? Do I say, "Look what just happened to this boy"? Do I put fear in him? Do I teach him, but at the same time cause him to fear? And in that moment, I was like, "What? I don't even know. I don't even know what to do. I don't even know what to do." So at the same time, I am mixed with emotions about my mother all week long. It's the same week I'm reminded about the horrors that are happening to people all over the world because of their skin color. That is heightened in this country for young black boys. And what I'm trying to tell you is, all of that up in here, if you don't release that stuff, if you don't cry over it, if you don't lament over it, if you don't say, oh my gosh, I am shocked and hurt and appalled, and if you're not free to emote over that stuff, it will make you crazy. Do you hear me? It'll make you crazy. So whether this weekend you are crying about your mother, whether she's here or not, a good mom, bad mom, whether you are crying because as you watch your black daughter or your black son walk outside and you are reminded yet again of what this world has to offer, or whether you are crying because you are a white woman who's friends with a black family and you are as horrified as they are and you have no idea what to do, but you are burdened by it. I'm saying, y'all, if we want to have joy together and laugh together and smile together, we got to be able to cry together. We have to be able to show up and say, oh my good Lord. I have to be able to express my disappointment in people that I know, friends, churches, pastors, I have to be able to say, y'all are hurting me. I have to be able to say that. Because it can't be okay for my one set of friends to say to me, Chrystal, are you okay? Are you letting your emotions out? Are you crying? You know, your mom, this is your first Mother's Day without your mom. And those same friends not say to me, Chrystal, are you okay? We know you have 3 black boys and we know this whole situation has probably once again rocked your world. Are you okay? Y'all, we got to be able to, and I want to challenge you to just open up this weekend. I want to challenge you to be honest, to let the tears fall, and I mean about whatever. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be honest about whatever. And it's okay if you don't know what to do with the emotion, giving or receiving. To tell you one of the worst things that people can do. One of the worst things people can do is when you have lost a loved one, to say something dumb because they don't know what to say. You know, and I know that people, they mean well, but sometimes, y'all, it's okay to know that we don't know what to say. It's okay to say, I don't know what to say. But I'm so sorry. Is there anything I can do to help? You know? And it's okay if you're the one crying to say, thank you. And no, I can't think of anything right now. It's okay, y'all, to not know what to say, giving and receiving. The same thing is true. I don't know why I don't bring Kleenex. I don't know why I don't have Kleenex here. There's Kleenex over there. There's Kleenex over there. I don't know why I don't have Kleenex right here. And it's okay, y'all. We have to give each other a break. And I want to say this too. It's okay if you don't know what to say about the other situation. Chrystal, I know you have 3 black boys. How is this hitting you? Are you okay? And to ask me, is there anything that I can do? And it's okay for me as a black woman to be able to tell you what I think you can do. But y'all, this is for my girls of color. Y'all, we have to give each other some grace too. That if I don't know what to do, if I don't know what to tell my white friend, my Mexican friend, my Chinese friend, my Indian friend, if I don't know what to tell them to do, I'm not a horrible black person because I don't know. In general, y'all, in general, we have to give each other grace so we can walk around and say, this is my reality. This is how I feel. This is how motherhood hit me. This is how Mother's Day hit me. This is how another black boy being killed hit me. This is what I know you can do for me. This is what I don't know. It's okay. Y'all, it's okay because we are all of us are in process. Do you hear me? We are all in process. And there's nothing better when somebody who's lost their mother comes to me because they've lost their mother and they know what I need. They know because they've been there. But it's just as okay for somebody who has not to come to me and just for me to know that they care and for them to say, girl, I'm so sorry. And it's the same thing with these black boys. You can come to me and you can say, girl, I'm so sorry. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I don't even know where to start, but I'm so sorry because I understand how this is probably affecting you, or I think I know. And it's also okay for me to say, I don't even know what to tell you. I don't even know what to tell you. Because what I need y'all to understand about this situation that we're in is that we're all learning. Listen, and if I could just tell the truth right quick, we're all learning what it means to be white. We're all learning what it means to be black. We're all learning what it means to be motherless. We're all learning what it means to be mothered. We're all learning what it means to be a mother. And if you don't give yourself permission to learn, and if you don't give other people permission to grow, and if you don't give everybody else permission to process, then you are not walking in human kindness. And you are not walking in love. Love doesn't mean you have all the answers. Love just means you show up, you're willing to feel, you're willing to learn, and as you process, and as you learn, you're willing to do. So, Instagram is going to shut me off. Sorry, I didn't mean to get preachy on y'all. But it's Mother's Day this weekend. And here's what I want you to do. Whatever you need to do, feel. And if you're going to cry about it, find something to smile about. Because even if it hurts you, it's helping you. All right, y'all. I'll stay on for a few more minutes everywhere else, but Instagram is going to cut me off. I love y'all. Okay, y'all. I don't even know what I could possibly say right now, what questions y'all might even think about having. But I'm here for a few more minutes. Today's supposed to be pancake day. I made pancakes on Wednesday because I didn't have milk. I didn't have milk. I didn't have eggs. I didn't have bread. So the pancake mix you can make with water. And I just want to tell y'all, and I'll wait for a little bit. Happy Mother's Day, y'all. Let me just free you up. If the box says add water, I thought I was being somebody because I was adding in milk and doing all these extra things to the mix that just needed water. And y'all, then one day I didn't have milk. And so I made the thing with water. And oh my gosh, it was so much better with just water. It was lighter. It was fluffier. And my boy said, what did you do different? And I said, well, I didn't add milk. I just made it with water. So I'm free. I'm free. I don't even know. I'm here. And if I were y'all, I'd be like, I don't know what, I don't have a question, but I want to be here for a few minutes if you do. If you do. While I'm waiting to see if y'all have any. Because I didn't do it when I came on. If you're like, I watched this whole thing and I really enjoyed this chick, but who is she? There you go. Chrystal. Chrystal, 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 Chrystal. And I am... Hi, Walter. Hey, Walter. And y'all, we were talking about ideas for Mother's Day in the Facebook group. So if you want to check that out, crystalevanshurst.com/Facebook group. Might get some ideas for how to celebrate your mom, whether she's living or if she has left her earthly body and moved on to greener pastures. And then I always mention this because when the videos disappear, people are like, where'd they go? They go to their final resting place in the inner circle. And I save all the extra stuff for people who are supporting what I do. So there you have it. Rosalind, you said I will really miss you at the end of all this quarantine stuff. I will miss y'all too. Because you know I'm doing this because of quarantining. All of these are about... It won't let me do it. I was trying to put you on the screen. A little QC, a little quarantine content to help you exercise some quality control in your everyday life. So that's what I've been doing every day. And the goal is for it to come to an end, probably Memorial Day weekend. I want you to make sure you are on my email list because the online event is going to go on sale really soon. And people on my email list get to go first. So, also, I want you to know that I said this yesterday, so if you missed it, you should write your mother a letter, living or past, good relationship or bad relationship. Because really, it's really not about her, while it is about her. Like, she should hear what you have to say, especially if it's loving, but it's really about you. Sharing and saying what you need to say. Because how many of us don't say what we need to say and then later regret it. Special needs moms need lots of love and help. Lisa Jackson. It's great. If you know a special needs mom, give her some extra love this weekend. Okay. Happy Mother's Day to you all. And know that every day, every stinking day, you get to choose. Choose how you let yourself feel. Choose how you let yourself smile. Choose how you Engage with the people that you love, even if they're not loving you back well. Every day, you get to choose. I want you to cry this weekend, but that's not the end of the story. I also want you to smile. Life's simply too short not to. It's too short not to smell the roses. It's too short not to watch the sunsets. And something that you can do every day, no matter where you are, where you live, or how you feel. Every single day, you get to choose to live. And as you live, you get to feel better about the life that you have by choosing to smile. Happy Mother's Day, y'all. See you later.